Dear students, welcome to Lal Sir's classes. In this particular video, we are going to understand a poem, Voice of Rain, written by Walt Whitman. Now, talking about the poet, Walter Whitman Jr. was an American poet, essayist, and a journalist. He is considered one of the most influential poets in American history. Whitman incorporated both transcendentalism and realism in his writings and is often called the father of free verse. Okay? Now, talking about glossary, because there is a word that I have written here, transcendentalism. It is important to explain this. It is a philosophical, spiritual, and literary movement that developed in the late 1820s and 1830s in the New England region of the United States. It believes that society and its institutions, particularly organized religion and political parties, corrupt the purity of the individual. Now, what is realism? It is a way of portraying or thinking about reality. Okay? Now, talking about the structure of the poem, if you see, The Voice of Rain by Walt Whitman is a 12-line poem that is contained within one stanza of text. The lines are written in free verse, meaning that they do not use a specific rhyme scheme or metrical pattern. There is no meter. When we talk about the meter, okay, in poetry, we do not find any unique meter, okay, metric sense in the poem. Now talking about the poem, let's see. And who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shower, which strange to tell gave me an answer, as here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea, upward to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed, and yet the same. Okay. Now, glossary, if you see here, impalpable, meaning unable to be felt by touch. Now, talking about the rain cycle here. Okay, in this poem, we find the rain cycle explained very beautifully by the poet. But there is something unique about this poem, It begins with a dialogue between the poet and the rain. Okay. Now, in the beginning, you see this line, and who art thou? This opening communication, indicates that the poet is asking rain. Okay, who is addressed here? The soft falling shower. So in the very first line, we see a very good combination of poetic device. We see personification and soft falling shower. So that goes for alliteration as well. We will be discussing the literary devices separately. Okay. Now, the next word, if you see here, whence, from where? Okay. Fine. Now, talking about the paraphrase of these lines that we have read just now, that is from line number 1 to 6. Okay. The speaker describes asking the rain who it is and what its basic nature is. This is a great example of an apostrophe. Yes, it can qualify as apostrophe as also. Okay, the next lines use personification, meaning that the rain is given the ability to speak as a human being would. It describes through a translated answer how it is the poem of the earth. The reader should take note of the fact that the speaker says that the rain's words were translated. What one might inquire was the original language, perhaps something more conventional, such as the atmosphere of a rain shower, the sounds, and the emotions associated with it. The rain's words come next. They state that the rain moves cyclically through the world. It comes out of the sea and the land and rises upward to heaven. There it is transformed, but in the end it remains the same. As these lines progress, readers should also consider how they apply to poetry. Now let's talk about the remaining lines of the poem, that is line number 7 to 12. I descend to lave the draughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe. Okay. Now here we see enjambment as well, one line running into the other to complete its meaning. Okay. And all that in them without me were seeds, only latent, unborn. And forever, by day and night, I give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify it. Now, if you see here, there is another unique thing in this poem. The next two lines, they are not actually a part of the words spoken by the rain. These words, if you see here, it is written in parenthesis. It's given in parenthesis because these words are summed up by the poet himself. Okay, fine. Now, it says, for song issuing from its birthplace, after fulfillment wandering, regged or unregged, duly with love returns. So this wandering is roaming, okay, fine, here and there, okay. Other words are very simple, so I did not feel like writing in glossary, but there is another word you must pay attention to, lave. That goes for washing. If it says, the rain says here, you see, okay, I descend to lave the draughts. Okay, this is draughts. H is not supposed to be here. Draughts. Okay, right. So lave means wash. Regged, paid heed to, or you can also say welcomed. So the word here, regged or unregged, okay, duly returns with love, whether welcomed or unwelcome or not welcome, okay, or you can also say whether paid heed to or not, rain duly returns, okay, where? To its birthplace, from where it originated, okay, fine. Now talking about the paraphrase of these lines that we have read just now, okay, the rain describes its massive impact on the earth. It has the ability to change the world. The rain washes around the draughts and enriches the dust layers of the globe. It is necessary for the continuance of life on earth. If the rain did not fall, the seeds would remain seeds, never to be born. These lines emphasize the crucial nature of rain, or if one taps into the extended metaphor that's at the heart of this poem, the essential nature of the poetry. It plays an important role in replenishing the human soul and heart, and that's why the rain calls itself the poem of the earth. Okay, fine. Now, moving further, the rain describes how, in a cycle, it is born and then gives back life to the place from which it was born. It beautifies the earth. It's in the last lines, in parentheses, that the speaker brings the poem back around and connects rain to poetry. The 11th and 12th lines state that the song or poem emanates from one place and then wanders until the day of its return. It returns lovingly, no matter if it was appreciated or heard. This finishes the cycle. Readers are inspired by the poetry they read and might take up a pen themselves, forging new poems and new cycles of appreciation and fulfillment. Now let's understand the literary devices, okay, that are used by the poet in this poem. Okay, it's better I write here literary devices used by the poet. Used by the poet. Okay, that makes a bit of sense here. Personification, the first thing, rain is personified in the whole poem. The rain talks to the poet like a human. Here are some dialogues by the rain. I am the poem of the earth. I descend to lave the draughts. It's not draughts, it is draughts. Okay, atomies, dust layers of the globe. I give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify, etc. So there is nothing wrong if you say that in every line of this poem you will find an example of personification. Now, talking about metaphor, yes, there are many metaphors also. The poet uses a lot of metaphors in the poem. Examples are, I am the poem of the earth. So if you see this, phrase, poem of the earth, okay, that becomes only this poem of the earth, the voice of the rain, etc. That becomes what? Metaphor. Okay. Now, talking about another one, alliteration. Soft falling shower. If you see here, consonant word here, S, soft falling, and shower. So, S consonant word, consonant sound repeated in the beginning of two words. Consequently, consequently it should happen, one after the other. Okay, fine, in series. That makes alliteration. Now, hyperbole. Bottomless sea. Sea has a bottom. So this goes for exaggeration, that is hyperbole. Next is metaphor. Poem of the earth. I have already explained it here. Personification. I am the poem of the earth. Enjambment. As personification looms large in this poem, you will find enjambment also is a prominent example in this poem. One line runs into the other to complete its meaning. So enjambment. Okay, and all that in them without me were seeds. You see here seeds continue here in the next line, only latent unborn. Again, enjambment. Now, talking about another poetic device here is antithesis. If you see here, opposites on the same line are used together. Okay. I'll be talking in some other slide, all the members of contrast family like antithesis, then comes to irony, then satire, sarcasm, okay, etc. I'll be explaining paradox and oxymoron, all these members I'll be taking in one slide together, not here. Okay, they're not part of this fine poem. Okay, antithesis, regged or unregged also you will find. Yes, this also qualifies as antithesis. Fine. Now talking about the questions. Okay, we'll see it stanza wise. Stanza, of course, only one. You can say lines wise. Some of the lines are picked up, and then RTC reference to text, reference to context, contextual reference questions asked in objective form, 1 mark questions. Okay, some places it is given in MCQs also. Okay, but if you see this carefully, you will be able to answer all the questions. Okay, now if you take these 4 lines, and who art thou, from here to I am the poem of the earth, said the voice of the rain. Now you see this first question in most of the examinations, the first question is, yes, of course, the name, the poem, and the poet. So you know, name the poem is the voice of the rain, and the poet is, of course, Walt Whitman. Now, what does the phrase strange to tell mean? See, strange to tell sounds a note or exclamation of surprise. Yes, the poet had not expected to get an answer in human voice from the rain. Okay, and that's why he says so. The next question, if you see, why does the rain call herself the poem of the earth? The rain has its birthplace in the river bodies and oceans of the earth, seas of the earth, seas on the earth, seas on the earth. Okay, it is the lovely and musical child of the earth. Fine. Now, let's take the next slide. These lines now we have taken for RTC, and for ever by day and night I gave back life to my own origin. From here to the last line, that is regged or unregged, duly with love returns. Okay, fine. And questions are, how is the cyclic movement of rain brought out in the poem? You can write in answer like this. The poem gives us a clear picture of how the clouds are formed and how they dissolve into the water again. They have a short lifespan. The next question, if you see, what is the significance of the word song here? The word song refers to the musical sound which can be heard when the rain falls on different surfaces on the earth. That has a unique music, okay, of its own. Fine. Now, the third question, if you see here, how does the rain benefit the earth? Okay, the rain is a great benefactor of the earth. Fine. It cleanses, purifies, and waters the dry earth. It gives a new life and beauty to the scorched fields and all the living beings. Okay, fine. Most of the RTCs, according to the new marking scheme of 12th class, okay, and design of the question paper, you can see, I would like to mention here that not 3 only, but there are 4 questions in RTC, okay, asked. Basically, there are 2 stanzas given, okay, from different poems, and you got to choose any one to answer, okay, either one. It's correct to say either one, because there are 2 given and you got to choose one, so either one. Okay, fine. Now, let's move further. Okay, in between the 4 lines, okay, that I left here, okay, eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and bottomless sea. From this line to this line, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. If you see, there can be questions like, there are two voices in the poem. Who do they belong to? Yeah, which are the two voices? It can be asked in different forms also. Basically, who are the two voices here? Okay. The two voices in the poem are those of the poet and the rain. Okay, fine. Now the next question can be, how does the rain narrate the story of her birth and functions? Now this is very beautifully explained in the poem. The rain rises from the earth in the form of light vapor, which takes on the shape of dark, dense clouds. Okay, the clouds, after wandering all over in the sky, dissolve again into water. Okay, after precipitation, and return to their birthplace, that is the earth. Thus, rain gives new life and greenery to the dry earth. Now, you see the last question here in this case. What impression do you form about the speaker? The speaker, the rain, gives a scientific account of her birth and gifts to the drying earth. The earth tells her life story with pride. Check, it's not the earth. She is mentioned for the rain. That is rain. Rain is beautified, is personified here. She tells her life story with pride and self-praise. Yes. Now talking about the questions. What happens to the earth when the rain falls back on the surface of earth? Now these questions, if you see the new design of the question paper, almost 50% questions are asked in MCQs. You must be ready for that. Okay, these are the MCQ questions I have tried to incorporate here. Okay, so you can very well say these are MCQs. Okay, fine, on the poem. And the first one, what happens to the earth, okay, when the rain falls back on the surface of the earth? It provides water, it beautifies, purifies the earth, it helps in greenery, it provides water to flora and fauna. Now, it beautifies and purifies the earth. This encompasses all the other answers, if you can see. So therefore, we'll go for the second option here. Second question, the poem The Voice of the Rain is a conversation between, of course, the poet and rain. Fine. Question 3, why does the poet compare the rain with a song? Because she beautifies the earth, because she provides life on earth, as they both share a common journey. Okay, so here beautifies the earth, and there is another option. At last it says none of the above. Now the question says, why does the poet compare the rain with the song? Okay, fine. Because she beautifies the earth, because she provides life on the earth, as they both share a common journey. So let's see what could be. Okay, this is the second question. Second question A, because she beautifies the earth. Why? Because, if you see the poem, that also beautifies the heart and soul from where it originates. Okay, fine. Now talking about question number 3, why does the poet compare the rain with the song? Because she beautifies the earth, because she provides life on earth, as they both share a common journey. None of the above. You can say because she beautifies the earth. Okay, we can say here. The third one, let's refer to third one. And third one, we find that here answer is D. Wonderful. The third one answer is D. Okay, why is the answer D? Let's talk about. None of the above. Then what is the answer in your case? Must listen to me very carefully. Why does the poet compare the rain with a song? Song originates from a heart, soul of a man, okay, who is singing, and it soothes the heart and mind of the person itself. Fine. That could be the answer. You know, the second question and third question very close, but yes, there is a little difference here, and this is the beauty of MCQ questions. You must understand. Why does the rain tell the poet that she cannot be touched? Okay, because she is water, because she rises in the form of water vapor. Okay, this is what could be the answer, because she rises in the form of water vapor that cannot be touched, that cannot be seen. Okay, and therefore it is impalpable. Okay, fine. Next, if you see question number 5, if the poet has used a metaphor in the poem, what is it? I am the poem of the earth. Yes, voice of rain. So here you see poem of the earth and voice of rain both are metaphors. So none of these cannot be in any case. Fine. So there has to be only one answer. In this case, there are two answers provided. You know. So in case of CBSE marking scheme, poem of the earth also can be a correct answer. Metaphor. Voice of rain itself is correct answer. Okay. So there are multiple answers in this. Sometimes it might happen. Okay. But generally it doesn't happen like that in examination. Okay. Fine. Now, the next question we see, from which two places does the rain rise in the form of water vapor? Okay. From which two places? So, land and bottomless sea. Mountains and land cannot be at all. None of the above is not the right answer. Yes, land and bottomless sea. Okay. Fine. Then we have next question. From where does the song of the rain originate? Song of rain. You see, from heaven, from ocean, from the heart of the singer, from the soul of earth. Let's see, question number 7. Which option is correct? Question number 7, we find that C option is correct. Question number 7. We are getting C options correct. Let's see again. C is from the heart of the singer. Okay. From where does the song of rain originate? So when we talk about the song, yes, it originates from the heart and mind of a person. So there is from the heart of the singer is the right answer. Okay, fine. Next MCQ, if you see, okay, question number 8, what does the poet compare the rain with? The poet has compared the rain with, song, heaven, beauty. Okay, but there is one more particular option here that is supposed to be, let's see, the fourth one, flowers. Okay, so it cannot be in any case. The poet compares the rain with, of course, song. The poet has compared rain with two things, either the song or the poem. If you find in the option, it is correct. So we will settle with the first option here. Okay, song is the right answer. Next question, if you see question number 13, if the poet has used a hyperbole in the poem, what is it? Hyperbole. Bottomless sea is the right answer. Okay. Next question, if you see, which literary device is used in the title of the poem, A Voice of Rain? Yes, title. So, simile, no. Title is The Voice of the Rain. Alliteration, no. Personification, and here it says none of the above. So yes, one answer is yes, of course, metaphor. But can you settle with none of the above? Let's see. It was question number 13, right? Question number 13. And 13 question say 13 we are going to take C. That is 13th C, that is hyperbole. 14th question. It was 14th. 14th one is talking about again C. 14th question is also C. Okay, so personification. Why? Because we are talking about the voice. Of course, if you find metaphor, then that also is very correct answer. But on the given items, you got to choose one alternative, okay, which is correct. There are four options given, okay, and out of these, because metaphor is not there, so before you settle with none of the above, you must see that all the other options are negated. We cannot negate personification because this is the voice of the rain. The voice of the rain. A person has voice, so therefore the voice of the rain we can take personification. Okay? But remember, I'll repeat again. If you find metaphor, you must use metaphor first. Okay? Now, the next question. Who is the poet of the voice of the rain? Walt Whitman is the answer. Now, when rainfall descends on the earth, or you can say when the rain descends, okay, on the earth, it washes drops, atoms, dust layers of the earth. So all of the above, of course, is the answer. Question number 19. The poem, the voice of the rain is conversation between the poet and rain. So it's not the poets, you say the poet and rain. Okay, fine. This is the answer. Second one you can pick up. Next, what imagery was used in the poem? See, imagery. These are the phrases which are used. Okay, here, bottomless sea, soft falling shore, and voice of the rain. But if the examiner asks you about the imagery, visual imagery, sound imagery, soft falling shower. Okay, fine. And song. So song is the form of sound. So you can say onomatopoeia. Rest all are visual imagery. Visual imagery is reigning supreme in this whole poem. All the words depict a visual scene. So therefore, visual imagery. Okay, fine. Now, that's all in this video, dear students. I hope this poem has become very clear to you. And needless to say, if you like the presentation of this poem, please do subscribe for it, because you'll be getting the whole part of your syllabus, okay, and many things from grammar for competitive examination as well, and for then communication skills as well. So therefore, if you want to be informed, you must subscribe for it, okay, and of course like it. Bye bye.